All in Sports Network. We love sports.
The MVP. Who do you have? I think you know exactly who I'm saying.
Okay. This is honestly a tough one for me because you have a quarterback in Lamar Jackson who did something that no quarterback has ever done before.
Statistically was outstanding.
Right. By putting up more than 4,000 yards and more than 900 yards rushing at the same time while only throwing 4 interceptions. And if you go back and look at those interceptions, 3 of them are off deflected passes, and one of them is a questionable, probably ran the wrong route. So in actuality, 0 interceptions, because I'm still in favor of the league changing the statistics to if the ball is not caught and it's off a tip, that does not go against the quarterback. Does not go in a quarterback stat sheet.
So it's an interception for the receivers.
In baseball, they determine who the error is on, right? And sometimes we're not exactly sure who the error is on, but they make the determination and they make the decision. It can be on anybody. It's not always the pitcher or always the second baseman. Or does that make sense? Like sometimes a bad throw doesn't go the error, if a shortstop throws a bad ball to first, the error doesn't go on the first baseman because he didn't catch it, right? But if the throw goes off the glove of the first baseman and out, then it does go on the first baseman. Interceptions should be the same way. It should be easy to make an identification who was at fault. And if it's a deflected pass or if it was right there, then it should not go on the quarterback. Not their fault. They put the ball where it was and they didn't catch it. Went off their hands. Not their fault. Shouldn't go on them. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so, but then you also have a quarterback who, because let's back up and say Lamar had Derrick Henry. He had a great defense and
pretty good O-line.
Really good O-line. Had a really good receiving back out of there and some not upper echelon receivers, but really good quality, Whereas on the other side, you got Josh Allen, who
also, not to mention, also 2 maybe top 15 tight ends in the league.
Oh yeah, right. Of course, yeah. 2 number 1 tight ends, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I forgot about that part. But then you have Josh Allen, who he has good tight ends, but not that tight end. He has
good wide receivers.
Good wide receivers, but no one that's like, oh yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Like
Matt Collins is 31.
Right.
I bet you 90% of the fans of NFL have not heard of that guy.
No.
Until this year.
Exactly. The only reason you know of those receivers now is because of this year. And that is not because of them. Notoriety doesn't come from one year because of them. You don't know Khalil Shakir without Josh Allen. He has a good running back, but not like a Derrick Henry running back, although kind of put up some good numbers. So you have a quarterback who literally put the team on his back and did everything, or you have a quarterback who did something that had never been done before. So this is a really tough decision. So you have to determine which of those things makes the MVP. Lamar back-to-back.
Wow. We're differentiating here. I'm staying with my pick, Josh Allen. If
And-
Josh Allen, mark my words, if Josh Allen does not get MVP this year, it is the worst honors snub in the past 3 years and the future 3 years. It is that important that Josh Allen wins this award. He put the whole team on his back. He played with a broken hand in he played with a broken hand in the conference championship and almost won still. And it was his throwing hand. He did everything he absolutely could. Josh Allen is the MVP.
You know what everybody's gonna say.
I'm not that though.
You know what everybody's gonna say. When it's
I'm
this
not that.
close, when it's this close, and you pick the white guy,
So
we've
I
had
was
this
all in
discussion
favor
before.
of
We've
Lamar
had this
winning it
discussion-
last year.
I know we've had this discussion before. Like honestly, like it's it. Let's just dispel this, okay? If you pick Josh Allen, you are not a racist, okay? If you pick Lamar Jackson, you're not against Josh Allen. Literally, it is that close. So, I'm gonna add a caveat, and I won't change my pick. I'm gonna stay with my pick, but I don't know how you want to do this because this has happened before with, incidentally, a white quarterback and a black quarterback. Steve McNair, Peyton Manning, both in the same division, won co-MVP. I think that was the year 2002, if I'm correct. I'm not going to look it up. If I'm wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But how do you want to handle it? If because it's possible, it's been done before. Are we so close that it's a co-MVP? If it's co-MVP, do we both get it right? We both get it wrong. Won't
I
matter,
say
guess.
we'll both get it
Or-
right. We'll both
okay.
get it right. Why
Okay.
not?
Sounds good. So it could be a co-MVP and we're both right because literally it's that close. Like it's so hard to decide because when you talk about MVP, you want the team to be different without them. And both teams would be entirely different without these guys.
Yes.
Even so much that if you took the same quarterbacks and flipped the teams, it wouldn't work. It would
I mean,
be entirely
even
different.
even if we're talking about that way too, Saquon, like you take Saquon off the Eagles, that Eagles is a completely different team. Like,
Yeah.
sure, they may be in the playoffs. Are they winning the NFC East? Probably not. The Commanders are probably.
Are they putting up that point total?
No.
Are
they're
they
not.
scoring in one play
No,
on
they're
the
not.
ground?
So
No.
it's
You're right.
it's just how it happens sometimes. So
Although I do have a question now, and I think we have just enough time for this. What do you think the outcome would be if you flipped Josh Allen and Lamar on the teams that they currently are? That's all you did? Flip them? Who do you think would be more successful?
Josh Allen. Like, without a doubt, you see what he can do without weapons, you put weapons around him.
Interesting.
He doesn't need to rush all that. He doesn't need to do all that. He doesn't need to make a play where he throws to someone, gets a pitch, dives for the end zone in the snow. Beautiful picture.
Mark
doesn't need
Andrews
to
make
all
that catch?
They're not put in that. They're not
Oh.
put in that situation in the first
Oh,
place.
that's rough, right?
They're not put in that
Yikes.
situation in the first place.
I feel bad. I feel bad that I just said that. Like I didn't really think about how all of that, because they
Yeah.
both kind of came up short, and I'm sorry. Not
No,
that Mark Andrews
I'm gonna
watches
say
this, but I'm
this.
sorry.
I'm gonna say that doesn't matter. They don't get put in a position where that catch matters so much. The Ravens are gonna be up by so much anyways, so it won't matter.
All in Sports Network. We love sports.